Monday morning staff meeting. The large conference room buzzed with executives and department heads. Ayame stood at the head of the table in a charcoal suit that made her look like she could buy and sell souls before lunch. Hana sat 3 seats down with her new team, trying to look professional while acutely aware of Ayame's presence. 4 months into their relationship and stolen glances across conference rooms still made her heart race. "Before we begin," Ayame said, her voice commanding immediate silence, "I want to announce a significant development. Venture capital firm Sakura Investments has expressed interest in a partnership that could expand our operations into Southeast Asia." Murmurs of excitement rippled through the room. "Their representative will be visiting this week for preliminary discussions. I expect everyone to—" Ayame paused, her jaw tightening almost imperceptibly, "to extend professional courtesy." Something in her tone made Hana's instincts prickle. That wasn't just professional caution, that was personal tension. After the meeting, Hana caught up with Ayame in the hallway. "Hey," she said softly, "everything okay? You seem tense about this investment thing." Ayame's silver eyes flickered with something Hana couldn't quite read. "It's fine, just a complicated business situation." "Ayame?" "I have another meeting. We'll talk tonight?" Ayame's hand brushed Hana's, a brief, secret touch that said more than words could. "Okay," Hana said, watching her girlfriend walk away with an uneasy feeling settling in her stomach. Wednesday afternoon. Hana was deep in market research when the office atmosphere changed, that familiar shift, like air pressure dropping before a storm. But this time, it wasn't Ayame causing the disturbance. A woman walked through the strategic development floor, and every head turned. She was stunning. Not cute or pretty, stunning. Tall, nearly as tall as Ayame, with a willowy elegance that made her movements look choreographed. Her hair fell in perfect waves to her shoulders, a rich mahogany that caught the light. Designer everything. The suit probably cost more than Hana's entire wardrobe. She carried herself with the effortless confidence of old money and older privilege. And she was heading straight for the executive elevators. Mai whistled softly. "Who is that?" "No idea," Hana murmured, but her stomach was twisting. "She looks like she belongs in a fashion magazine, not a tech company." The elevator paused at the elevator, glanced back across the floor, and her gaze landed directly on Hana. Dark eyes assessed her with unsettling precision, not hostile, but calculating, measuring. Then she smiled, small, knowing, and stepped into the elevator. Hana's phone buzzed. "Ayame, can you come to my office? Now?" Her heart sank. Ayame's office felt colder than usual, despite the afternoon sun streaming through the windows. The beautiful woman from the elevator sat in one of the guest chairs, legs crossed, posture perfect. Up close, she was even more striking, sharp cheekbones, full lips, skin like porcelain. She had to be in her early 30s, polished and powerful in a way that made Hana feel like a child playing dress-up. Ayame stood by the window, her back rigid, jaw tight. "Hana," Ayame said, her voice carefully controlled, "this is Reina Nakamura, CEO of Sakura Investments." A pause. "And my ex-girlfriend." The words hit like a physical blow. Reina stood, extending her hand with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "So you're the famous Hana Mori. I've heard quite a bit about you." Hana shook her hand, hyper-aware of how small her own seemed in comparison. "Nice to meet you." "Charming," Reina said, and the word felt like an insult wrapped in silk. She turned to Ayame. "She's adorable, Ayame, very young." "Hana is 22 and an exceptional strategist," Ayame said coldly. "I'm sure she is." Reina's gaze swept over Hana again. "Though I imagine working here must be challenging, given your unique position." "My position is earned," Hana said, finding her voice. Of course, Reina's smile was patronizing. I meant no offense. It's just that dating the CEO must complicate things. The scrutiny, the whispers, the constant need to prove yourself. Exhausting, I'd imagine. Every word was a carefully aimed dart. Reina, Ayame's voice was sharp, we have a business meeting to conduct. Indeed we do. Shall we discuss the partnership, or would you prefer your girlfriend to leave? The emphasis on girlfriend was subtle but cutting. Hana can stay, Ayame said. Can she? How progressive. Though I suppose times have changed since we were together. Back then, you kept your personal life very private. Hana felt like she was watching a chess match where she didn't know the rules. The meeting was torture. Reina presented an impressive investment proposal, $50 million for a 15% stake and partnership expansion. The numbers were staggering. The opportunity was undeniable. And through it all, Reina kept making subtle comments. Remember when we discussed expanding to Singapore, Ayame? You said you'd never take outside investment. I'm glad you've become more flexible. This building has changed, but your office is exactly as I remember it. You always did like consistency. You look well, though you seem more tense than you used to be. Is everything all right? Every comment was a reminder, I knew her before you. I knew her better. I knew her when she was softer. By the time the meeting ended, Hana felt hollowed out. Think about the offer, Reina said at the door. And Ayame, it was good to see you again. Some things don't change, do they? After she left, silence filled the office. I should have warned you, Ayame said quietly. Yeah, you should have. Hana's voice sounded small even to herself. How long were you together? 3 years. We broke up 5 years ago. Why? Ayame turned to face her, silver eyes troubled. She wanted me to choose between her and the company. I chose the company. And now she's back. For business. Is it? Because it felt like more than business in there. Hana, she looked at you like she still knows you, like she still has claim to you. Hana's hands clenched. And she looked at me like I'm temporary, like I'm not enough. You are enough, Ayame said fiercely, crossing to her. You're more than enough. Am I? She's from your world, Ayame. Old money, powerful connections, sophisticated. She doesn't make your life complicated. She makes it easier. I don't want easy. I want you. Do you? The words came out broken. Because watching you two in that meeting, you have history, shared experiences. She knew you when you were softer. What if that's what you really need? Hana, I need to go. Hana moved toward the door. Don't walk away from this. I'm not walking away. I just need to think. She left before Ayame could stop her, before the tears could fall, before she completely shattered. The rest of the week was agony. Wednesday afternoon, Hana was in a strategy meeting when Reina walked in with Ayame. They weren't touching, weren't even standing particularly close, but there was something in the way they moved together, a synchronicity born of years of knowing each other's rhythms. Reina made a comment about market trends. Ayame responded with data. Reina built on it, back and forth, seamless, like a dance they'd choreographed long ago. Hana sat silent, watching, feeling like she was witnessing something intimate she had no right to see. After the meeting, she stayed behind to organize her notes. Through the glass conference room wall, she saw them in the hallway. Reina saying something that made Ayame's lips curve in that rare, genuine smile, the one Hana had thought was hers alone. Reina's hand landed on Ayame's arm, casual, natural, familiar. Ayame didn't pull away. Hana's chest tightened until she couldn't breathe. Thursday morning, Hana arrived early, hoping to catch Ayame before the day began, but when she passed the executive floor, she heard laughter from Ayame's office. Reina's voice, remember that disastrous presentation in Singapore when the projector died and you had to pitch the entire deal from memory? Ayame's voice, warm with amusement. "And you kept feeding me data from your phone under the table. We made a great team." "We did." Past tense, but it didn't sound past. Hana walked away before they could see her. Thursday lunch, Hana sat with her team in the cafeteria, pushing food around her plate while Mai chattered about weekend plans. Across the room, Ayame and Reina sat at a corner table with several board members. Professional, appropriate, but Hana couldn't stop watching. Reina leaned in to make a point, her hand gesturing elegantly. Ayame nodded, silver eyes focused entirely on her ex's face. They looked like they were in their own world, the kind of world Hana had never been invited into. A world of country clubs and charity galas and summer homes in Hakone. A world where everyone spoke the same language of old money and older connections. Earth to Hana? Mai waved a hand in front of her face. "Sorry, what?" Mai followed her gaze across the cafeteria, then winced. "Oh, yeah, everyone's been talking about it." "About what?" "About them." Mai's voice dropped. "I don't think they're doing anything wrong, but they just fit, you know?" Hana knew. "Someone showed me Nakamura-san's Instagram last night, then immediately looked like she regretted it. Never mind, it's not—" "What was on it?" "Hana, what was on it?" Mai reluctantly pulled out her phone, navigating to Reina's profile. Photos of board meetings, business conferences, expensive restaurants, and then a photo from 5 years ago. Ayame and Reina at some gala, both in evening gowns. Ayame in black, Reina in champagne gold. They stood close, Ayame's rare smile bright and unguarded, Reina's arm around her waist. The caption, "TBT to better days. Some connections never really fade." Posted yesterday. Hana's hands trembled. Thursday afternoon, Hana was at her desk when she overheard the conversation that broke something inside her. The executive lounge was adjacent to her department, separated by a glass partition. The senior staff thought it was soundproof. It wasn't. Not completely. "Did you know they used to date?" A woman's voice. "Reina Nakamura and Sato-san? 3 years." "Really? They look perfect together." Male voice, probably from finance. "They do, don't they? Both from that world. You know, the right schools, the right families. Not like—" "The intern?" A different woman laughed. "God, that's still happening?" "Apparently, though I give it another month, especially now that the ex is back." "Do you think Sato-san regrets it, the intern thing?" "I would. That girl is sweet enough, but she's, what, 22? What could they possibly have in common besides the obvious? Chemistry isn't enough to build a life on." "Exactly. Nakamura-san is offering a $50 million partnership. That's the kind of future you build empires on. The intern offers what? Complications and bad press?" Laughter. "I heard Nakamura-san and Sato-san were supposed to get married before it fell apart." "Seriously?" "That's the rumor. Sato-san chose the company, but maybe now she's reconsidering. Maybe she's realizing what she gave up." Hana stood abruptly, her chair scraping. Several people glanced her way, but she was already moving, nearly running to the bathroom. She locked herself in a stall and tried to breathe through the panic crushing her chest. Supposed to get married. What could they possibly have in common? Chemistry isn't enough to build a life on. Bad press and complications. Every fear she'd been suppressing came flooding back. Thursday evening, Ayame texted, "Dinner meeting with Reina and the board. Running late. Don't wait up." Hana stared at the message. Don't wait up. Ayame had never said that before. Never. They had a routine. Hana would either go to Ayame's apartment or Ayame would come to hers. They'd have dinner, talk about their days, fall asleep together. But tonight, don't wait up. Hana went home to her tiny apartment, not the luxury penthouse they'd been sharing 4 nights a week. She needed space, needed to think, needed to not imagine Ayame laughing with Reina over expensive wine. She tried to watch TV, tried to read, tried to do anything but check her phone. She failed. At 10 p.m., her social media lit up with notifications. Someone had posted a photo from the board dinner, Ayame and Reina at an upscale restaurant with low lighting and candles on every table.
They sat at a corner booth, heads close together, both with wine glasses. Ayame was mid-laugh, her face bright and unguarded in a way Hana rarely saw at work. Reina leaned in, saying something that made Ayame's smile widen. They looked happy, natural, like they belonged together. The caption, Power Couple Energy, hashtag Sato Corporation, hashtag CEO Life, hashtag Tokyo Nights. The comments rolled in. They look amazing together. Wait, are they dating? They used to date. Are they back together? Much better match than that intern situation, TBH. Finally, someone on her level. Hana's vision blurred. She clicked on the poster's profile, an employee from marketing. The photo had been taken candidly, probably without Ayame's knowledge, but that didn't change what it showed. Ayame, relaxed and smiling with her ex, looking more comfortable than Hana had seen her look in weeks. Her phone buzzed. A text from Ayame. Meeting running longer than expected. I'll probably head straight home after. Tomorrow? Not miss you, not wish you were here, just tomorrow. Hana curled up on her couch, still in her work clothes, and let herself cry. Thursday morning, Hana called in sick. She couldn't face the office, couldn't face the whispers, couldn't face watching Ayame and Reina be perfect together for one more second. Ayame called immediately. Hana let it go to voicemail. Hana, you weren't at your desk. Are you okay? Please call me back. She didn't. Ayame texted, Are you all right? Do you need anything? Hana responded, Just a stomach bug. Need to rest. I can come over. No, don't want to get you sick. I'll be fine. Hana, really, I'm fine. Focus on your meetings. The lie sat bitter on her tongue. She spent the day in her apartment alternating between crying and numbness. Her phone buzzed periodically with messages from Ayame, each one making her feel worse. By Friday evening, she'd made a decision. She needed to talk to someone outside the situation, someone who could tell her if she was being crazy or if her fears were valid. She called her best friend from university, Sakura. He's back? Sakura said after Hana explained everything. And yes. And she's gorgeous and successful and from Ayame's world? Yes. And people are posting photos of them looking perfect together? Yes. Sakura was quiet for a long moment. Hana, are you sure Ayame isn't considering? Considering what? Getting back together with her. I mean, if she's spending all this time with the ex, and they look that comfortable together, and she's telling you not to wait up, Ayame wouldn't she? You said yourself she chose her company over this woman once. What if she's realizing she made the wrong choice? What if she's realizing that being with someone from her own world would be easier? The words Hana had been thinking, but refused to voice. You're 22, babe. You're still figuring out your career, your life. She's 32 and established. Maybe she needs someone who's already at her level. That's what Reina said to me. The ex talked to you? Yesterday, she was kind, concerned. She said I was making Ayame's life harder instead of easier. Shit, Hana, that's manipulation. Is it? Or is it true? I don't know, but here's what I do know. You've been miserable all week. You're crying in your apartment on a Friday night instead of with your girlfriend. That's not what love should feel like. After they hung up, Hana sat in the darkness of her apartment with Sakura's words echoing. That's not what love should feel like. But maybe this is what love felt like when you're with someone out of your league, when you're constantly fighting to prove you belonged, when the world kept showing you evidence that you didn't fit. Her phone rang. Ayame, again. This time, Hana answered. Finally, Ayame's voice was tight with worry. I've been trying to reach you all day. I told you I'm sick. Then let me come over. Let me take care of you. Where are you? A pause. Still at the office, Reina wanted to go over some final numbers before... Of course she did. Hana, what does that supposed to mean? Nothing. I'm just tired. You sound upset. I'm fine. You're not. Talk to me, please. I can't do this right now, Ayame. Do what? This. Us. I can't... Her voice broke. I need space. Space? Hana, what happened? What's wrong? I saw the photo. From last night's dinner. Silence. It was a business dinner, Hana, with the board. You looked happy, really happy, more relaxed than I've seen you in weeks. That's not... And everyone's commenting about how perfect you look together, how much better suited she is for you than I am.
I don't care what people comment. But they're not wrong. Hana's voice rose. She is better suited. She's from your world. She understands your life. She makes things easier instead of harder. And this week, watching you together, I see it. I see how well you fit. Hana, listen to me. I can't. Not right now. I need to think. Think about what? About whether I'm helping you or hurting you. About whether loving me is worth what it costs you. Of course it's worth. Is it really? Because you've been working late every night this week with your ex-girlfriend. You told me not to wait up last night. You've never done that. And I'm sitting here in my shitty apartment wondering if you're already realizing she's the better choice. That's not what's happening, isn't it? No, Hana, no. Ayame's voice was fierce now. This is what Reina wants. She's trying to make you doubt us. Can't you see that? Maybe. Or maybe she's just making me see the truth. The truth is that I love you. The words should have comforted her. Instead, they made her cry harder. I love you too, but I don't know if that's enough anymore. Don't say that. I have to go. Hana, please. I'll call you tomorrow. I promise. I need tonight. She hung up before Ayame could respond. Then she turned off her phone, crawled into bed, and cried herself to sleep. Friday afternoon, Hana woke from a fitful sleep to find her phone flooded with missed calls and texts from Ayame, each one progressively more worried. Please call me. I'm worried about you. Hana, I'm coming over. Your door is locked and you're not answering. I'm going to wait. That last one was from 30 minutes ago. Hana's heart sank. She dragged herself out of bed, pulled on a cardigan over her rumpled clothes, and looked in the mirror. Her eyes were swollen from crying, her hair a mess, her skin pale. Perfect. She opened her apartment door to find Ayame gone, but there was a note slipped under the door in her distinctive handwriting. I waited for 2 hours. I'm respecting your request for space, but please know I'm here when you're ready to talk. I love you. A. Hana crumpled the note in her fist and tried not to start crying again. She needed air, needed to get out of her apartment before the walls suffocated her. She grabbed her bag and headed out, no destination in mind, just walking through Tokyo as the afternoon bled into evening. She ended up at a small park near Shibuya, sitting on a bench watching couples pass by. Young lovers holding hands, older couples walking in comfortable silence. Everyone seemed to know exactly where they belonged. Hana-san? She looked up. Reina stood before her, dressed casually in designer jeans and a cashmere sweater that probably cost more than Hana's monthly rent. She looked effortlessly beautiful even in casual wear, perfectly styled hair, minimal but flawless makeup, that aura of sophistication that some people were just born with. "What are you doing here?" Hana asked, her voice rough from crying. "I could ask you the same thing. You look..." Reina's expression shifted to something that looked like genuine concern. "Are you all right?" "I'm fine." "You're not, and lying about it doesn't help." Reina gestured to the bench. "May I?" Every instinct screamed no, but Hana was so tired, so hollowed out that she just nodded. Reina sat, maintaining a respectful distance. For a long moment, neither spoke. "I saw you leave your apartment building. I was dropping off some documents at Ayame's penthouse. It's in the same complex. You looked devastated, so I followed you. I'm sorry if that's intrusive, but I was worried." "Why would you be worried about me?" "Because despite what you might think, I don't want to see you hurt." Hana laughed bitterly. "Coulda fooled me."
I know you think I'm the villain in this story, the ex-girlfriend swooping in to steal back what's mine, but that's not what this is. Then what is it? Reina was quiet for a moment, choosing her words carefully. It's me trying to save two people from making the same mistake I made. What mistake? Trying to build something real with Ayame Sato. Reina's smile was sad. I loved her, truly. For 3 years I gave her everything I had. And do you know what I got in return? Hana waited. Crumbs, moments between meetings, dinners that got canceled for conference calls, weekend plans that evaporated when a crisis hit. I came second, always, to the company, to her ambitions, to everything. That's not... It is, and eventually I couldn't take it anymore, so I gave her an ultimatum, me or the company, choose. She chose the company, without hesitation. Reina's voice held old pain, and I hated her for it. For years I hated her, but now, she looked at Hana, now I understand. That's who she is. The company isn't just her job, it's her identity, her purpose, her first love, and anyone who tries to compete with that will lose. Hana's chest tightened. I moved on, Reina continued, built my own company, created my own success, and I thought I was over her, but then I saw the article about her relationship with you, and I thought, maybe she's changed, maybe she finally learned how to put someone first. And I was wrong. Reina's dark eyes held something like pity. This week, working with her, she's exactly the same, maybe even more consumed than before. The only difference now is she's trying to balance it with you, and it's clearly tearing her apart. She loves me. I'm sure she does, as much as she's capable of loving anyone. Reina leaned forward. But Hana-san, loving her isn't enough. Trust me, I learned that the hard way. So what, you're here to tell me to give up? I'm here to give you perspective. Reina's voice was gentle. I'll be direct. You're 22, beautiful, intelligent, sweet. You have your whole life ahead of you. Why are you tying yourself to someone who will always put you second, who will always choose a board meeting over your birthday, who will always prioritize a business deal over your needs? That's not fair, isn't it? Be honest. This week, how many times did she cancel on you? How many nights did you go to sleep alone while she was working late? How many times did you feel like you were competing with her job for her attention? Every word hit like a dart, finding marks Hana didn't know were exposed. And it's not just the job, it's her world, her life. I'm not just here as her ex, I'm here as someone who understands that world. The country clubs, the charity galas, the business dinners where half the deals are made. That's her life. That's where she's comfortable. So can you see yourself there, really, in a ball gown at some gala, making small talk with CEOs and politicians, navigating social hierarchies and unspoken rules that take years to learn? Reina's gaze was searching. Or would you spend the whole night feeling out of place, wondering if people are judging you, comparing you to whoever Ayame should be with? Hana's hands clenched in her lap.
I'm not saying this to be cruel, Reina said. I'm saying it because I've been there. I know what it's like to love someone and slowly realize you're not enough, that you'll never be enough. Not because you're lacking, but because they need more than any one person can give. She's happy with me. Is she, or is she just good at compartmentalizing? Reina pulled out her phone, scrolled for a moment, then showed Hana the screen. It was the photo from last night's dinner, Ayame mid-laugh, relaxed and radiant. This is what she looks like when she's not trying, Reina said quietly, when she's not forcing herself to split her focus between work and relationship, when she's just herself. The photo hurt more than Hana wanted to admit. I'm not trying to steal her from you, Reina said, putting her phone away. Honestly, I don't even want her back. I've moved on. I have a life that works for me. But I saw you at the office this week, saw how you looked at her, how you watched us together, and I recognized that look because I wore it for 3 years. What look? Fear of not being enough, of losing her, of watching her slip away while you scramble to hold on. Reina's voice was kind, which somehow made it worse. Love shouldn't feel like that, Hana-san. Love should make you feel secure, not constantly terrified. Tears slipped down Hana's cheeks despite her best efforts. I know I'm the last person you want to hear this from, Reina continued, but I'm also the only person who truly understands what you're going through, and I'm telling you, you deserve better. You deserve someone who puts you first, someone whose world you don't have to struggle to fit into, someone who doesn't make you question your worth every day. I love her. I know, but sometimes love isn't enough. Reina stood, smoothing down her designer jeans. I have to ask you something, and I need you to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you making her happy, or are you just making her life harder? The question hung in the cooling evening air. Every time she has to defend your relationship to the board, every time she has to manage the gossip about favoritism, every time she has to balance your needs with her company's needs, every time she has to explain to someone why she chose an intern over someone more suitable, Reina's gaze was piercing. Is that the life you want to give her? Constant complications? Constant struggle? She says she wants me, and I believe she does, right now, but what about in a year, 2 years, 5? Reina's smile was sad. When the novelty wears off and all that's left is the daily grind of trying to make an impossible situation work, when you're both exhausted from fighting to justify your relationship to everyone around you. Hana couldn't speak past the lump in her throat. Think about it, Reina said gently. Really think about it, and ask yourself, is your love enough to overcome all of that, or are you both just delaying the inevitable? She reached into her purse and pulled out a business card, setting it on the bench beside Hana. If you ever need to talk, really talk, not as rivals but as two people who love the same impossible woman, call me. I mean that. Then she walked away, leaving Hana alone on the bench as Tokyo's lights began to flicker on around her. Hana picked up the card with trembling fingers. Reina Nakamura, CEO, Sakura Investments. On the back, in handwritten script, you deserve someone who chooses you first. Don't settle for second place. Hana sat there as the park emptied, as the temperature dropped, as the sky turned from purple to black. And she thought about everything Reina had said, about coming second, about struggling to fit, about making Ayame's life harder, about not being enough. Her phone buzzed. Ayame, please talk to me, please, I miss you. Hana stared at the message for a long time before responding. I miss you too, but I don't know if missing each other is enough anymore. She turned off her phone before Ayame could reply. Then she went home, crawled into bed, and tried to figure out when loving someone had started to feel like drowning. Saturday morning, Hana woke to silence. No messages from Ayame, no calls, nothing. She should have felt relieved. Instead, she felt hollow. She spent the day cleaning her apartment, doing laundry, anything to keep her hands busy and her mind quiet. It didn't work. Every surface, every corner reminded her of Ayame, the couch where they'd watched movies, the kitchen where Ayame had attempted and failed to make pancakes, the bed where they'd... Hana couldn't finish the thought. By evening, she couldn't take it anymore. She turned her phone back on. 53 notifications. Most were from Ayame, spanning from last night to early this morning. Hana, please. I can't sleep knowing you're hurting. I need to see you. Can we talk, please? I don't know what to do. Tell me how to fix this. I love you. The last message had come at 3 a.m. I'm scared I'm losing you." Hana's chest ached. She wanted to call, wanted to run to Ayame's apartment, wanted to forget everything Reina had said, but she couldn't, because what if Reina was right? Before she could overthink it, she typed, "Come over." The response was immediate. "On my way." 20 minutes later, there was a knock at her door. Hana opened it to find Ayame looking wrecked, hair slightly disheveled, no makeup, wearing jeans and a simple black sweater instead of her usual tailored perfection. Her silver eyes were red-rimmed, shadows beneath them suggesting she'd slept poorly as Hana had. "Hi," Ayame said softly. "Hi." They stood there for a moment, the space between them feeling like miles. "Can I come in?" Hana stepped aside. Ayame entered slowly, like she was walking on glass. She looked around the small apartment, at the tissues scattered on the coffee table, at Hana's red eyes, at the general devastation that spoke louder than words. "You've been crying," Ayame said, her voice breaking slightly. "So have you." "I don't know what to do, Hana. I don't know how to fix this." Ayame's fans clenched at her sides. "Just tell me what you need. Tell me how to make this right." "I don't know if you can." The words landed like a physical blow. Ayame actually stumbled back a step. "What does that mean?" "It means," Hana's voice shook, "it means I've spent all week watching you with her, seeing how well you fit together, listening to people talk about how perfect she is for you, and I can't keep pretending I don't see it." "See what?" "That she's right." Tears spilled down Hana's cheeks. "That I'm making your life harder, that you'd be better off with someone from your world, someone who doesn't complicate everything." "Hana, no." "Yes." Hana's voice rose. "This week, how many times did you cancel on me? How many times did you work late with her? How many times did I go to sleep alone wondering if you were realizing she's the better choice?" "That's not what was happening." "Isn't it? You told me not to wait up, Ayame. You've never done that before. And then I see photos of you laughing with her, looking more relaxed than you ever look with me. Everyone's commenting about how perfect you look together, how much sense you make as a couple." "I don't care what people say." "But they're not wrong." Hana was sobbing now. "Look at us. You're 32, powerful, established. I'm 22 and still figuring out who I am. You're from a middle-class family, and I don't know which fork to use at fancy dinners. None of that matters to me." "It should." Hana's hands fisted in her hair. "Don't you see? I'm the complication in your life, the thing you have to explain and defend and justify. Every day you deal with gossip because of me. Every day your relationship is scrutinized because I'm not enough." "Stop saying that." Ayame closed the distance between them, her hands reaching for Hana. "You are enough. You're more than enough." "I'm not." Hana stepped back, breaking the contact. "She told me, Ayame, about your relationship, about how you always chose the company over her, about how she came second to everything." Ayame went very still. "What exactly did Reina tell you?" "The truth, that you're consumed by your work, that anyone who loves you will always come second, that she gave you an ultimatum and you chose the company without hesitation." Hana's voice cracked. "Is that what's going to happen to us? Eventually, will you realize that I'm too much work, that she's easier, that being with someone from your world makes more sense?" "That's not." "She showed me the photo from Thursday night. You looked so happy, Ayame, so relaxed, more comfortable than I've seen you in weeks. And I realized maybe that's who you really are. Maybe with me, you're constantly stressed about making it work, constantly worried about me,
constantly having to choose between your company and your relationship. Hana, listen to me. I am listening. That's the problem. I'm listening to everyone telling me I'm not good enough. I'm listening to the whispers about favoritism and complications. I'm listening to Reina explaining how I'm making your life harder. And worst of all, I'm listening to my own heart telling me they might be right. Ayame's face had gone pale. You're listening to everyone except me. Because you're biased. You love me so you can't see. I see perfectly clearly. Ayame's voice was shaking now, emotion bleeding through her usually controlled exterior. I see a woman I love being poisoned by doubt. I see my ex-girlfriend manipulating you into questioning everything we have. I see you giving up on us because other people's opinions matter more than what we feel. That's not fair, isn't it? You're standing here telling me all the reasons we shouldn't be together, all the ways I'm supposedly better suited with Reina, all the complications you bring to my life. Ayame's silver eyes blazed. But you're not asking me what I want. You're not listening when I tell you that every complication is worth it, that every difficulty is nothing compared to what I feel when I'm with you. Ayame, no, my turn. Ayame moved closer, and this time Hana didn't step back. Yes, I worked late this week. Yes, I had multiple meetings with Reina. Yes, I told you not to wait up one night. And I'm sorry. I should have communicated better, should have made more time for us, should have been more aware of how this was affecting you. Her hands came up, hesitating just short of touching Hana's face. But none of that means I want her back. None of that means I'm reconsidering us. It means I was trying to handle a complicated business situation while maintaining professional boundaries, and I failed to realize my girlfriend was drowning in insecurity because of it. I'm not.
You are, and I don't blame you. Reina is good at what she does. Manipulation wrapped in concern. She knew exactly what to say to make you doubt yourself. Doubt us. Ayame's voice dropped lower. But she's wrong, Hana, about everything. She said you'll always choose the company. She's right about that. Ayame's honesty was brutal. I did choose the company over her, without hesitation. Want to know why? Hana nodded, afraid to speak. Because I didn't love her enough. Simple as that. Ayame's hands finally made contact, framing Hana's tear-stained face. I liked her, enjoyed her company, found her suitable and convenient, but I didn't love her, not the way I love you. How can you know? Because the choice is different. Ayame's thumb brushed away Hana's tears. With her, choosing the company was easy, obvious. I barely had to think about it. But you? Her voice cracked. For you, I would burn this entire company to the ground if I had to choose. And that terrifies me, because I've never felt that way about anyone or anything. Hana's breath caught. Yes, it would be easier to be with someone from my world, Ayame continued, her eyes never leaving Hana's. Someone who understands the social dynamics, who knows how to navigate galas and board meetings, who comes with the right connections and background. Reina is all of those things. She's suitable, appropriate, easy. Each word felt like a knife, but Ayame wasn't finished. But I don't want easy, Hana. I don't want suitable or appropriate or convenient. I want the woman who smiled at me in an elevator when everyone else looked away. I want the woman who challenges me to be better instead of just accepting who I am. I want the woman who makes me laugh at stupid jokes and reminds me that there's more to life than quarterly earnings. Ayame, I want you, Hana, with all your complications and inexperience and middle-class background and uncertainty about which fork to use. I want every imperfect, inconvenient, beautiful thing about you, because you make me feel alive in a way I never have before. Tears were streaming down both their faces now. But, Ayame said, and her voice broke completely. I can't force you to believe that. I can't make you stop listening to Reina's poison, or the gossip, or your own insecurities. All I can do is tell you the truth, and hope it's enough. What truth? That I'm scared too. The admission seemed to cost Ayame everything. I'm scared that you'll wake up one day and realize you could do so much better, that you'll find someone your own age who doesn't come with baggage and complications, someone fun and easy who doesn't make you question your worth. I'm scared, Ayame continued, that my world will chew you up and spit you out, that the constant scrutiny will erode what we have, that eventually loving me will hurt more than it heals. And I'm terrified that Reina is right, that I'm selfish for keeping you when maybe you deserve someone who can give you a simpler life. Hana stared at her, seeing vulnerability she'd never witnessed before. But despite all that fear, Ayame whispered, I can't let you go. Not without a fight, not when what we have is the most real thing I've ever felt. So I'm asking you, Hana, please, don't give up on us because of what other people think. Don't walk away because loving me is hard. Fight for us. Choose us. Choose me. The apartment was silent except for their ragged breathing and the sound of Hana's heart breaking and mending simultaneously. I'm choosing you, Ayame said fiercely. I chose you when we went public. I chose you when I made you off limits to harassment. I chose you when I turned down Takeshi's resignation before he could file it. I choose you every morning I wake up wanting to see your face, and I'll keep choosing you for as long as you'll let me. Even when it's hard? Especially when it's hard. Ayame's hands tightened on Hana's face. Because the things worth having are never easy, and you, Hanamori, are worth every difficulty, every complication, every whispered judgment. Hana's hands came up to cover Ayame's, holding them against her cheeks. I'm sorry, she whispered. I let her get in my head, let my fears win, let everyone else's opinions matter more than what I feel. What do you feel? Scared, inadequate, like I'm not enough for you. You are. Let me finish. Hana took a shaky breath. I feel all of that, but I also feel loved, cherished, like when you look at me, I'm the only person in the world who matters. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that has to be enough. Is it? Ayame's voice was desperate. Is it enough for you to stay? Hana pulled Ayame's hands from her face, but didn't let go. She held them between them, a bridge across their doubt. I don't know how to be in your world, she said honestly. I don't know how to handle galas or navigate business politics or stop caring what people think. I don't know how to watch you with someone who seems more suitable and not feel like I'm losing you. Ayame's expression crumbled. But, Hana continued, I know that I love you. I know that these past 4 months have been the happiest and scariest of my life. I know that when I'm with you, I feel more myself than I ever have. And I know that giving up on us without really fighting would be the biggest mistake I could make. Hope flickered in Ayame's silver eyes. So I'm not giving up, Hana said. But I need you to help me. I need better communication. I need to know when business dinners are just business dinners. I need you to understand that I'm insecure and sometimes I'll need reassurance. And maybe we should talk to someone, a counselor, someone who can help us navigate all of this. Yes, Ayame nodded immediately. Anything, I'll do anything. And you need to send Reina away, decline the investment, because I can't. Hana's voice broke. I can't watch you with her anymore. I can't handle another week of wondering if you're realizing she's better for you. She's not, and she's already gone. What? I declined the investment yesterday, told her to leave and never contact you again. Ayame's jaw tightened. I should have done it the moment she arrived, should have protected you from her manipulation. I'm sorry I didn't. Hana felt something loosen in her chest, something that had been wound tight all week. You chose me, she whispered, Over $50 million? I chose you over everything. Ayame pulled Hana closer until their foreheads touched. I'll always choose you, even when it's hard, even when it doesn't make business sense, even when the whole world says I'm making a mistake. They stood like that for a long moment, breathing each other in, letting the truth of it settle between them. I'm sorry I doubted us, Hana said. I'm sorry I gave you reason to. We're kind of a mess. Yeah, Ayame's lips curved into a small, genuine smile. But we're our mess. Hana laughed, broken and wet, but real. That was terrible. I know, but it made you laugh. And then they were kissing, desperate and relieved and full of everything they'd been too scared to say. Apologies and promises and renewed commitment, all tangled together. When they finally broke apart, Ayame rested her forehead against Hana's. Stay with me tonight, she whispered. Come home with me. Okay. And tomorrow we'll figure everything else out, together. Together, Hana agreed, because that's what love was. Not perfect people in perfect circumstances, but messy, scared people choosing each other anyway. Choosing to fight instead of flee. Choosing trust instead of doubt. Choosing each other, complications and all. And as they held each other in Hana's tiny apartment, both of them damaged but together, neither of them noticed the world outside anymore. Because when you find someone worth fighting for, nothing else really matters. Not gossip, not social standing, not even fear. Just love. And the courage to believe it's enough. Monday morning, Ayame called a meeting with Reina in her office. Hana wasn't present, but Ayame told her everything afterward. Your investment proposal is impressive, Ayame said without preamble, but I'm declining. Reina's perfect composure cracked. What? Ayame, this is a $50 million opportunity. I'm aware. Then why? Because you're not here for business. You're here to interfere with my relationship. I'm here to offer you a better option. There is no better option. Ayame's voice was ice. I spoke with Hana-san. I know about your conversation, the things you said to her. I was being honest. You were being cruel, deliberately undermining her confidence because you're jealous. Jealous? Reina laughed. Of a 22-year-old intern? Yes, because she has what you never did, my whole heart. Ayame stood, moving to face her ex directly. You left me because I chose my company over you, and you were right to leave, because I didn't love you enough to even consider another choice. And her? You'd choose her over the company? Without hesitation. The answer clearly shocked Reina. You've changed, she said quietly. She changed me, made me better, made me realize that success means nothing if you have no one to share it with. Ayame's silver eyes were cold. So take your investment offer and leave. Find another company to partner with, but stay away from Hana. You're making a mistake. No, the mistake was letting you back in the building. Ayame opened her office door. Goodbye, Reina. After she left, Ayame sat alone in her office for a long time, staring at the space where Reina had been. Then she texted Hana. It's done. She's gone. And I'm yours. Only yours. That evening, Hana and Ayame had dinner at Ayame's apartment. Not a celebration, but a quiet reconnection. They cooked together, which meant Hana cooked while Ayame provided commentary and occasional assistance. It was domestic and normal and perfect. I was thinking, Hana said as they ate, maybe we should talk to a counselor about navigating our relationship with all its complications. Ayame looked up, surprised. You'd want that? I think we need it. Today showed me that my insecurities are real and won't just disappear. And you have them too. Maybe having someone help us work through them would make us stronger. I'd like that. Ayame reached across the table, taking Hana's hand. I want to do this right. Want us to last. Me too. After dinner, they sat on the couch. Hana tucked against Ayame's side, watching the city lights. "Can I ask you something?" Hana said quietly. "Anything. When you were with Reina, were you happy?" Ayame was quiet for a moment. "I thought I was, but it was a different kind of happiness. Comfortable, expected. We fit well together on paper. And with me?" "With me?" Ayame pulled her closer. "I'm terrified and exhilarated and more alive than I've ever been. You make me feel things I didn't know I was capable of feeling. You challenge me and infuriate me and make me want to be better." "That sounds exhausting." "It is." Ayame's snarl was soft, "and I wouldn't trade it for anything." They were quiet for a while, just breathing together. "Ayame? Thank you for choosing me." "Always." Ayame pressed a kiss to her hair. "I'll always choose you." Outside, Tokyo glittered with endless light. Inside, two women held each other, stronger for having been tested, closer for having been honest, and more certain than ever that some things, the best things, are worth fighting for. Even when the fight is against your own doubts, even when the fight is against the past, even when the fight never really ends. Because love isn't easy, but it's worth it. Next time, Episode 6, Public Scrutiny. When a business magazine publishes an article about their controversial romance, Ayame and Hana face their biggest challenge yet, meeting Ayame's traditional family, who demand she end the relationship. Can their love survive when the people that matter most stand against them?